Hello everyone, and today we will be talking about who to pull in the 2.4 update in Honkai Star Rail. This video is kind of a remake of the previous one because Black Swan was leaked to run alongside Zhao Chu, but that leak was incorrect. Go watch that video if you want more in-depth details on Yun Li, Zhao Chu, and Ho Ho, since I'll be going in detail only on Sparkle. I'll leave a timestamp on screen if you only came here for Sparkle, of course. I'll be giving them a rating based on how well they perform in the endgame, as well as their pull value for your account in general. Before we start though, a massive thank you for the outstanding support on the last videos. I got over 300 subscribers combined from those videos, and I'm very grateful. Make sure to subscribe so I can continue to produce even higher quality and more in-depth guides on Honkai Star Rail units. On to the video. For the first phase of the 2.4 update, we have Yun Li. Yun Li is going to be an okay follow-up attacker. She's not going to break the game with her damage or kit, but it is good enough to be a unit that does enough damage. If you like follow-up attack characters and have Robin, she will be a decent pull for your account. Fei Xiao is rumored to be good with her, and if you want to know why, subscribe to be notified when I upload my Fei Xiao guide. As for how good her pull value is, I'd say it's a solid 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 if you have Robin, and of course, she's not as valuable as Jing Liu, Acheron, or Firefly, but she can do pretty decent damage herself. Regarding her potential in the endgame, I'd give her a 5 out of 10 for Apocalyptic Shadow, 4 out of 10 on Pure Fiction, and a 6 out of 10 on MOC. Ho Ho is next. She has great healing, an AoE cleanse, and an ult that gives attack percent and regens a percent of the allies' ultimates. If you have 2 sustains, a third one isn't necessary, but if you can afford it, it's never a bad option. Some crit DPS units don't really benefit from Ho Ho's attack percent buff, like Blade for example, but on the other hand, units that can make use of both attack percent and ult regen buff, like Jing Liu, absolutely favor Ho Ho as an ally. Argenti and Robin benefit the most from her since they could use the ult regen for their high cost ultimates. I'd give her a nice 8 out of 10 score on all endgame modes, and an 8 out of 10 pull value for your account. 10 out of 10 if you don't have 2 5-star sustains, or if you don't have any sustains at all. A friendly reminder that Linksha is going to be the new healer in 2.5 that could potentially power creep her from the leaks I've seen so far. This doesn't make Ho Ho worse in any way, but it does put her in danger since Linksha could either have a stronger cleanse that activates more often, or some way to heal better, or anything else. I'll release a guide on her soon enough, so be sure to be subscribed. Moving to the second phase of the 2.4 update, Zhao Chu is an okay pull for you. He's a great pull for Acheron since he gives lots of stacks to her ultimate and his dot potential is okay as well. These things make him a fine unit to pull, but in my opinion, there are better options to choose from. Again, I won't be giving as much info on these units, so make sure to go watch the other video if you want details on each of these characters. I'd put his pull value at a very generous 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10 if you play dot comps, and as for his performance in the endgame, 4 out of 10 in Apocalyptic Shadow, 6 out of 10 in Pure Fiction, and 5 out of 10 in MOC. Pure Fiction has the best endgame potential for him since the field and stacks are favored by the enemy spawning. And lastly, Sparkle, in my opinion, does a little better than Bronya overall, with the talent where every skill point increases everyone's damage dealt. That also gets an additional 10% for every talent stack when she ults, is even better than Bronya's ultimate. This applies to more than one team member, meaning she can be really good in a team where 2 units can deal damage. Her ult giving back 4 skill points is also an insane thing, since the team she will be mostly played in will for sure need skill points. Her skill, giving almost 100% crit damage on a unit if you build her decently, is kind of crazy, since that is almost 2 full crit damage body pieces. Bronya, on the other hand, gives less crit damage when she ults, but she also gives attack percent to compensate, making her a bit better than Sparkle for units that can use attack percent and crit. A last point for Sparkle is that she's skill point positive. Using her skill 3 times is enough to get her ult back, which gives 1 skill point back, meaning she's skill point positive. If you don't want to skill, her talent also fixes that, giving her extra energy if she basic attacks, so you can keep up the 3-turn ult. I'd give her a good 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 if you play lots of hyper carry or crit damage DPS units, or just one Bronya premium. For her endgame potential, it is pretty predictable, with a 7 out of 10 in Apocalyptic Shadow, 5 out of 10 in Pure Fiction, and an 8 out of 10 in MOC. Her lower rating on Pure Fiction is because Robin and Ron Mei can do way better as Pure Fiction supports, with higher buffs to the whole team. She can be an okay replacement if you don't have them and are running a dual DPS follow-up comp. This video was a bit faster since this is kind of a remake of my previous video and I didn't want to milk it, but at least this video is up to date. For the highest pull values, we have Ho-Ho because of her kit with the AoE cleanse. The ult regen and attack percent buff from her ult is also a really useful mechanic, and her pull value increases to a must pull in my opinion if you don't have a good second sustainer for your team. Linksha might be better, but until my guide I can't really give you an actual answer. Sparkle is the next best pull since she's basically a better Bronya in most situations, and her skill being able to give 100% crit damage to someone while also advancing them forward, along with the other buff she gives from her talents, make her an excellent unit and a worthwhile pull for hyper carry / crit DPS users. Zhao Chu is a little worse than Yunli overall, but Zhao Chu is a bit better than Yunli for dot teams or E0 Acheron, but that's the only team he's gonna be really good in. As for Yunli, she's an okay follow-up attacker. Not necessary to pull, but if you like her or play follow-up attack teams, she will be very good for your account. That's gonna do it for my advice on the 2.4 banners. Subscribe to help me reach my goal of 1000 subs, and go watch the other video for more info on the other characters. I'll catch you later. Peace.
Every day, ordinary ways, at a door, don't leave them here. Let us hide friendless at a kind of look. Got our eyes are still in down to fear, and sometimes